Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pinecrest Academy Football, powered by SUV TV. I'm here along with John Paul Hoover. This is Sammy Schwab. It's a lovely rainy evening here at Pinecrest. JP, how you doing tonight?
Doing well, man. It's Friday night.
That's
Excited
right.
to get this game going.
Let's start a little bit at the matchup. If JP, take us through the just a little bit of a closer look at what's going on tonight.
Right, so like the last few games for the Paladins, it's another region game. It's like we're going to see throughout the rest of the season. Really a part of the season where teams are going to start wanting to control their own destiny when it comes to region and playoff positioning. Pinecrest, they've made it through the gauntlet of their region schedule. Teams like Walker and Pisgah. They may not have made it in the cleanest way, but winning out is doable, and that's what they're going to need to do, and to get in a very good position in the playoffs. We've got homecoming night tonight, a big thing for students and players. People get fired up throughout this whole week, having events going on, extracurricular stuff, and this usually also signals crunch time in the season. There's a few weeks to the playoffs. Your team should be near peak position now, where if you could go into the playoffs today, mentally, and it should be ready to finish the season strong.
And here they come. Your Paladins out on the field tonight. And in case JP didn't mention it, it is a blackout tonight. Brand new uniforms for the Paladins, looking good. So we're now going to talk a little bit about keys to the game, presented by Scott's Auto. Take us through that a little bit if you could, JP.
Right, yeah, so key number one is going to be getting back to the basics. We talked to Coach Winter earlier this week, and he said we need to establish that running game again, that power, tough run. He thinks we're getting a little too much finesse going around here, a little too fancy with the plays. Just running up the teeth of the defense is what got Pinecrest to a successful level last season, and Coach Winter has had that throughout his career. That just run right up the middle, right up the gut, and get power football is what has led Coach Winter to his position in his career right now. And that toughens up the team. It's a simple thing to execute, and it's really effective. Just get solid yards going downfield.
You got it.
And key two, taking care of the ball. We've done a pretty good job of that so far, and we've caused a lot of turnovers on defense, but that's such a critical part of the game. Just turnovers can completely shift momentum. And last key is going to be starting off strong. Coach Winter usually says there's one of two things that can happen. You can either start off strong and we kind of die out throughout the game, or you can do the opposite. And unfortunately, last game we didn't see either of those situations play out. So with this triple option offense, you're going to need to keep the game in check. You can't get down 2-3 scores. That's not the way this offense is made to run, and that puts more pressure on the defense. But we saw them play pretty well in the first half of last game, so we'll see how the Paladins can do in both phases tonight.
Thanks. Well, we're set for football. Just as a quick reminder, Todd Winter leads the Pinecrest Academy Paladins, and Kings Ridge is coached by first-year head coach Jimmy Chupp. So we're ready for football. The rain is stopping. Settle in and enjoy your evening. Kick down to the Tigers. Taking it out from the end zone. He stumbled a little bit. Finds a little bit of running room. Brought down by a host of tacklers. Looks like at about the 12, 13-yard line. So it'll be Tigers football starting from there.
And you see these black uniforms with the gold numbers on them. Last year we had black uniform with the green numbers. A little tough to see, but very cool nonetheless. And now we have these brand new, clean uniforms we're looking at.
Yep.
Now get the players fired up. How could you not be fired up to wear a uniform like that?
Well, yeah. That's for sure. Two-man backfield here. Handoff to the left-hand side. Good start on defense there. What'd you see there, JP, getting started for the Paladins?
Yeah, I saw some good defensive line penetration there. Guys like Nolan Stafford, Stone Brown, really going to be a key to this game to get penetration through the middle and then get to the quarterback in passing situations and really put some pressure on their offensive line.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. No gain on the play. Ball's at the 14. Just getting started here. No score. And another run. Trying to take a page out of the Pinecrest playbook with the zone give. A little bit of a better run on that one, but ball just down 5 yards, so it's 3rd and 5 from about the 20. A little good defensive stand here so far for the Paladins.
Yeah, pretty good defense, and you got good field position in terms of your defense, and key 3rd down here. Kind of set the tone for at least this half.
You got it. Fans coming on in droves. 3rd and 5. Another run straight up the middle. Brought down by a host of tacklers. A helmet comes off. As John Madden would say, hopefully there's not a head in there. But a big 3 and out for the Paladins on defense. What'd you see there, JP?
I saw something that we saw a lot last game too, was defensive backs getting in on a tackle and a running play. Got Carson Holler coming all the way in from safety. That's what you want to see. Guys are fired up, ready to go. He's not going to take any plays off. He's going to go 100% all the way through the tackle.
Speaking of not taking any plays off, Holler is back to receive this punt right around the 37, 38-yard line. And that's where punt's off. Pretty good punt. Holler takes it about the 42, gets stopped immediately right there. And that's where Pinecrest will go to work.
And the thing about punts, that's a lot of fans are looking for, let's get a punt return for touchdown. And if they don't see at least 10 or 15 yards on a punt return, they think it was a complete failure. No, Coach Winter talked to him earlier in the week, and he said, punt returns, if you can get at least 3 or 5 yards, it's a great return.
Yep, and that's what he did right there. Just a little 5-yard gain, but it sets him up close to midfield. 1st and 10, 10 minutes left here in the first. McCarthy, of course, taking the snaps under center. And there's that zone give that he talked about when we talked to him earlier tonight, straight up the middle for a 1st down. And we talked about this with Coach. That's exactly what they wanted to do, so no surprise. Very first play, the read, zone give, straight up the middle for a 1st down.
Right, and you give it to one of your big guys, Brooks Binkley,
Yep.
Right up the gut. That's all you can ask for.
So it'll be 1st and 10 right around the 43 of Kingsridge. A little bit of movement it looked like, but another run up the middle by Binkley to the left-hand side. Another strong run by number 25. And we're going to have another 1st down. So 2 big plays in a row. What'd you see there, JP?
Also, the offensive line getting some really good blocking in there, and defensive backs holding their block. Run up the middle, not as important to do that, but great gain. Keep going like this, and it should be in for a good one.
Binkley looking good early on. McCarthy under center. Man in motion, straight up again. And the pile is moving forward on that one. Wow, that's 3 straight runs, basically the same play. It's exactly what Coach Winter talked about.
And when you can run right up the gut, as we see right here in this replay, great blocking. Got Garrison Winter getting a really good block there. And that's more than what you need on every play. If you can get that every play, that's a coach's dream.
Yep. So they'll scrimmage from the 29 here. Again, man in motion. That time maybe a little too much motion. Although it is offsides against the defense. So we'll take 5 yards for Pinecrest.
We saw last week against Mount Perrin, both defense and offense. Perrin just gifted penalties to the Paladins. It gave them a ton of yards, but unfortunately offense couldn't really take advantage of that and make anything happen. Hopefully in this game, and it looks like you're off to a great start so far, and just take advantage of those penalties. Yeah. Don't just look at it and say, all right, let's redo that down. No, it's a really good opportunity to just get some free yards, go downfield.
Well, and it's 1st and 5, which opens the playbook up a little bit for the coach. Let's see if they run that same play up the middle. And they basically do. And that time stopped a little bit short, short gain.
I think he might have lost the ball.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they called it a fumble. I think it was after the play, hopefully. for
Hopefully.
Pinecrest. So they tried to run the same play, didn't really work too much, but it's 2nd and 4, so still a good position for Pinecrest.
Right, and when you don't get yards on it, you don't have to get yards every time. That can also be a setup for a play-action pass of some sort or a run to the outside.
Yep, exactly. McCarthy under center. Man back in motion. This time it's the give by the QB, straight up the middle by McCarthy. He just keeps rumbling. You can tell this team is fired up.
Oh, yeah, they're very fired up and kind of powered by the fans here. You got really great turnout and homecoming week, man. You can't get much better than this. It's just everybody's fired up. Even the parents are fired up. It's hard not to be energetic in this kind of situation with a blackout, everything under the lights. Really, really great atmosphere.
So it'll be first down from the 14, 1st and 10. Let's see if they continue to keep it on the ground. This time again, the zone gives straight up the middle. And I think picked up about 2 or 3 yards on the play. So it'll be 2nd down, 7:20 left here. No score early on.
And that's another thing that this kind of offense can do. When you're just running it, the clock runs down. And Coach Winter, we talked to him before. He said it's not a huge part. He said it's one of the most overrated stats in the game, but it's still valuable nonetheless.
Yep. So no gain on the play. McCarthy with the snap. This time he takes it again. And another strong run this for McCarthy this time. Picking up a nice chunk of yardage there. Ball down. Getting close to the goal line right around the 5. And it's going to be 3rd down. So pretty big play here early on in the game.
Right, pretty big play. And they should see if the offense can finish a drive. That's what we did not see last week. And hopefully we can just get something going here.
And I think we've got a timeout on the field. Let's see if the Zebras tell us what's going on. Here we go. I think we're ready to roll. All right, here we go. Big play. 3rd and 1. Ball at the 6-yard line. McCarthy under center. Man in motion, this time straight up the middle. Binkley, it's going to be close. The run that was working earlier in the drive, I think he got it.
Wow, that's a big play right there. That's really setting the tone in terms of offense that they're going to use all 3 downs to really power it through, and that is really boosts the confidence for this offense and this offensive line in particular to know that they can just run it right down their throat.
Yep. So Binkley's been huge on this drive, taking up half the quarter here. 5-yard line, 1st down. Straight up, Binkley one more time. He's basically rolling towards the goal line and he gets in. So touchdown, Paladins. I think Binkley might need a little rest after that drive.
Maybe. I think I would be a little gassed if I were him.
Man.
It's the replay. He just, and that second effort he gives, it's just, really, he's got the heart. And that's what you want to see from a coach. He's never going to give up on a play.
Yeah. So long drive, exactly what the coach wanted, Coach Winter needed. And set up here for an extra point. It is up and good. So a great start for the Paladins. 7-0. And we'll see what they can do again on the defensive side of the ball. Thanks again for listening to us tonight on SUV TV. We are powered by SUV TV. And again, beautiful evening. The rain is cleared out. So tell me, what's it like around for all those alumni that are missing campus here? Tell us what it's like this week and what's homecoming been like.
Well, we see like it's starting Monday basically, and I mean, when I'm in class and you'll see guys who graduated, guys and girls graduated 2, even 3 years ago, coming back and saying hi to teachers, saying hi to students. It's just Pinecrest it's a family. Everybody knows everybody. You develop great relationships there, and when people come back, it just strengthens that bond that we have throughout all ages. It's a really great thing to see, and it gets people fired up. Like I said before, fired up is going to be the phrase of the night here.
Yep,
So,
yep. Yeah, it is.
It's going to be a good one.
Beautiful campus, beautiful evening, and certainly a great school, not just the academics, but clearly the athletics as well. So Pinecrest will go ahead and tee it up with a 7-0 lead, a long drive, as we mentioned. I mean, you know, for high school football at this level, that is a long drive.
Yeah.
So close to a 7-minute drive. I don't know if these kids have sat down yet, so
I don't think they'll sit down throughout the game.
in the stands. Up man takes the kickoff, motor into the left side of the field. We got to get some coverage on him. Straight up to midfield for Kings Ridge. Not the best kickoff you want to see, so it's going to put Kings Ridge in some pretty good field position. But
we've seen throughout this season the Paladins in that third phase of the game, special teams
struggling.
But last week we had a pretty decent week, I thought, and so you just got to. It's all about consistency. You got to stay in your lane, do your job, and we should come out with a good play, and that just gives them good field position. That's not what we want to see.
Yeah, it really does. It's 49-yard line, so already in Paladin territory are the Tigers in their clean white uniforms this evening so far.
Hopefully get him a little dirty.
Exactly. Quarterback sneak out to the left-hand side. Running straight up. We got a new quarterback in the game as well. And he picked up about 6 or 7 yards. So what did you see there, JP, on that one?
Well, I saw outside defenders really got to cornerback safeties, and you really just got to get to that edge and set the edge, force the guy back inside, and that's maybe do a little better job of that.
Yep. So it'll be 2nd and 3 at the 43 down in Pinecrest territory. And there's a handoff straight up the middle. And we got a first down. So Kings Ridge starting to get a little bit of rhythm here.
Starting to get a little bit of rhythm. And you mentioned the new quarterbacks coming in, changing out. That's something that against Mount Perrin, Pinecrest, I mean, we saw 3 or even 4 different quarterbacks come in and a total of over 10 different rushers. So that's something that it's hard for the defense to get in the rhythm, know what to expect from a guy. But they're used to it by now after last week's game.
So we're running down under 5 minutes here left to play in the first. 7-0. Kings Ridge on the drive. Quarterback's going to pull it out to the right and makes a great throw and catch all the way down to the 20-yard line. So they're starting to open it up a little bit.
Right, that's one of those things where if you're a defense, you're seeing run, and it just kind of sets up a pass like that. And that's, you got to watch out for it. I don't expect Kings Ridge to rely on something like that, but you always got to be careful with that, especially inside the red zone.
Yep. So 1st and 10 from the 21 for Kings Ridge, going with the straight 2-man backfield here. And quarterback fumbles the ball. Fumbled. Kings Ridge did get it back, but it's going to be a loss of about 4 yards on the play. Looks like as I mentioned, it's a rainy night. It might have just slipped off the center's hands or the quarterback's hands. So.
Yeah, no, that's one of those things. That's the equalizer in football is that rain and the other external weather things. So, yeah, see, fumble there, and passing is going to be a little tough because it may not be raining right now, but the grass is wet. The players are wet. And you have those gloves, but that little texture in the gloves, some guys will see at a higher level just take the gloves off because a lot of times that'll make it even worse if they're wet.
So 2nd and 13 at the 25 here. Kings Ridge will try and flank it out to the left-hand side, but quarterback overthrows. And they tried to kind of run that little option pattern where the quarterback has an opportunity to run it or pass, but didn't quite work on that one.
And that can be a very, very effective play when you got just 1 or 2 defensive backs you're looking at, and that can be a big threat.
Yeah.
And again, I don't expect them to do it all game, but defense got to be ready for that because that can lead, especially in this area of the field, could be a touchdown.
Yeah. So it'll be 3rd and 13 at the 25. Once again, big play, big third down play here for the Paladins. Quarterback off to the left-hand side and is absolutely swarmed under by Paladin defenders at the 27-yard line.
That was a
What
great
did you see
play.
there, JP? Wow, that's what you need on third down.
Oh, really? We saw Stone Brown just burst through the line. Look, there's nobody even blocking him. And just grabbed hold of him and allowed other defenders to come on and gain tackle. Exactly what you want to see. Stone Brown, a big-time defensive player on this team.
I tell you, it looks like when we want, Pinecrest can really get in there when they send a couple extra men. I just don't think the offensive line can handle the Paladins up front. So they're going to go for it, of course. This is kind of in that tweener category, right on the 28-yard line. Quarterback. Oh, once again he fumbles. So they're going to turn it over on downs. And I don't think it would have mattered even if he kept it, but that was nice to see. And once again, 3 and out or 4 and out in that case.
3, 4 and out. And, yeah, another great play. Stone Brown, awareness to just jump on the ball there.
Yep.
And Paladins, we saw them drive from this kind of field position. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yep. So McCarthy getting his team out of the huddle here. 7-0. And we'll see if they continue to run the wishbone and the zone keep, or see whether they're going to spread out a little bit. Dive right up the middle once again. And Hunter Hawk this time in the backfield.
And we're really just seeing the Paladins offensive line completely overpowering Kings Ridge defensive line. And we talked to Coach Winter earlier this week, and he mentioned that it's not the most talented team that Kings Ridge has had in their histories, but kind of a young team, but still you expect them at this point of the season to kind of have that maturity, that progressive maturity that we see throughout the season, and Pinecrest just going right through them.
They really are. McCarthy, man in motion on that play. That's their first sweep pitch of the game. Man's got running room, and it'll be another first down past the 40-yard line. What did you see there on that sweep play? We haven't seen that yet tonight.
No, I haven't seen that yet tonight, and that's one of those things where wide receivers blocking is going to be a really big factor. Back in the Mount Pisgah game, we saw a lot of great blocking on the edge, allowed Michael Broads, one of the faster players on this team, to get outside and get some big yards, and hopefully we'll see a lot of that in this game also.
Absolutely. Once again, Paladins moving the ball. There goes the zone dive again. I believe that was Hunter Hawk again, and he's staying on his feet. Wow.
And it's just these second efforts kill defenses. And if you're a defensive coordinator, you got to tell your guys, like, don't give up until the whistle blows. And that was a great play, great second effort. And again, that's just that energy. Nothing else except energy.
JP
really push through tackles.
And JP, you said this, but I can't underemphasize the the energy this team has. It is incredible.
That's fantastic.
And there comes, once again, McCarthy. This time he keeps. He slipped a little bit. This turf is getting a little messy out there.
It's getting a little messy. Last season, we went through a string of games where the field was almost completely mud.
Yeah.
And it was just raining throughout the weeks. But with a triple option versus a spread, it's really the advantage of the triple option, because you can run through this kind of stuff a little slower. With the spread, you kind of rely on that speed.
Correct. Yep.
So you should have the advantage just starting out.
So here we go. Little man in motion again that time. This time McCarthy keeps. I mean, he's got that play down. Hold that ball, but look at this effort. Wow. Ryan McCarthy is not going to go down. That's great. McCarthy, a huge run down to the 35, another first down.
I got a reaction out of the crowd.
It really, I mean, these guys are ready to play. RTP.
It's a great first quarter.
Yep. So as the first quarter winds down, what we want so far. If you're a Pinecrest fan, 7-0, and the Paladins are on the move as well.
This Pinecrest Academy football broadcast is brought to you by Billy Howe Ford, family owned and operated since 1977. Atlanta Rehabilitation and Performance Center, official provider for the Paladins. Team physician, Hain Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Foresight, dedicated to all better.
If you want a used vehicle, but you also want peace of mind, you want a Ford certified pre-owned vehicle. Because every Ford CPO vehicle is given a rigorous 172-point inspection by Ford factory-trained technicians. From the radiator to the transmission, to the engine, to the air conditioning. And every Ford CPO vehicle is backed by Ford. With 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty coverage. Plus 12-month, 12,000-mile limited warranty coverage. Ford certified pre-owned. A car that's inspected by Ford and backed by Ford. So what does that mean to you? Relax. It's covered.
So, a little bit of drama while we were away. Long pass. Long pass, first really long pass of the game. What'd you see there, JP? That was impressive.
That was really impressive, and I think throughout this season we've seen Ryan McCarthy, when he's throwing down the middle, he's very accurate. A lot of times going deep outside, though, he's not kind of misses sometimes. To see that, really good confidence boost for him to know that that option is open.
So here we go, first and goal right there from the 1 yard line. And that time, I believe he got in, but I think there's flags down, and there was definitely motion on that play. Somebody had, I don't know if it was Hawk that was moving forward, but either way, they'll scrimmage from the 6 at 5 yards. But that doesn't seem to affect Pinecrest tonight.
No.
So, but they would like to punch it in here and get that 2-touchdown lead. So 1st and 6, 1st and goal at the 6.
1st and goal from the 6-yard line.
Once again, the read option play to Hawk. That time he was ready. Once again. Wow. What'd you see on that play? That
was just a great opening. Great. You could drive a truck through that hole. That was fantastic blocking, as we see in the replay right here. Went to that right side.
You haven't seen some of the trucks I have up and coming. I don't know if they could get through there. But no, in all seriousness, Hawk with the he was the kind of the big man on that drive, just like Binkley was on the first one. Very impressive.
Really impressive.
Ooh, point after blocked. Back to your special teams, but.
Yeah, that's not something we see. Stuart Jean's a really consistent kicker. He's a soccer player, which really big leg, but that does affect. That's the thing with football kickers, soccer kickers. Football, you got to get that arc on it so they can't get blocked. Soccer, I don't know a whole lot of it, but it doesn't seem to be as important. But that's one of the things. A lot of times when you see soccer players convert to kickers, they'll get blocked. But he'll get past that.
He'll get it. Yep, and. The important thing was they punched it in, a good drive, and with 11 minutes here left in the second quarter, Paladins with a 13-0 lead.
And for anybody keeping track at home, we've seen some pretty short games in the past. Walker, 15 minutes for the first quarter. This one's right about at 24, 25 minutes. So when you have two teams that running the ball like this, especially Pinecrest, just driving down the field, and nope, not a whole lot of penalty interruptions, not a whole lot of going out of bounds. It's just going to run the clock down. And then now you're 13-0, and the faster you can run down that clock, the better, obviously, the better chance you'll winning the game.
So you can hear some of the Southeast's finest cheerleaders here, the Paladin squad.
Tackling for the Tigers. And for the kicking goes number 12, Stuart Haynes.
As JP said, it's a raucous environment here.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's really that's one of the things. We may not be a huge school, but we know how to get up for a game.
Yep. That's a much, much, much better kick.
Field right at the 5-yard line.
Backman takes it about the 5 and doesn't really have too much room, so much, much better coverage. And Kings Ridge will start from about the 26. Good to see that.
Yeah, great to see that, especially that third phase of the game, the special teams. It's a phase nonetheless, even though you may not see it a whole lot throughout the game. But really, really, really important, and Coach Winter harps on that almost more than anything.
So we'll see here what Kings Ridge can manage on offense. It seemed like they run the kind of the read option for the quarterback. Hasn't been extremely successful. This time with the straight give, and it's not really going to do much. Maybe a gain of 1. What'd you see there? Anything?
Yeah, not much to take out of that play, but good for a defense. It just kind of takes away that first down, makes it almost worthless. So
yeah,
good to see.
And one thing, when we talked to Coach, I think you mentioned it at the start of the broadcast, but they are coached, Pinecrest is coached to take the ball away if it's the second tackler. So, those watching at home, look for the Paladins to try and strip the ball because it's something that they really practice. 2nd and 8 from the 28-yard line. This time they're going to try and run that same read give that Pinecrest does, and there was just no way that was going to work.
We saw looked like about 8 guys pile on top, almost close to after the whistle, so you got to be careful with that. But hey, stopping those guys, that's like stopping a freight train. Nothing's going to happen there. So great play on defense. Once again, it brings up another 3rd down where really good situation. They're back in their own territory. Should be good.
Yeah, and you've got, guys like Hawk and McCarthy and, playing both sides, but still with that kind of energy. And Carson Holler just, just tough kids and playing really hard tonight.
Oh, yeah. It's really, when you have guys who play both ways, which is the majority of this team, the guys got playing both ways, not a huge team, but it's you would think, oh, yeah, they get really tired, but obviously playing both sides, and you're playing twice the amount of some of the teams you're playing. But it's really amazing to see these guys not run out of energy. Just they keep going. It's one of the things that they've been doing it for so long. It's almost their bodies have been conditioned to do that and survive the whole game.
Yeah, it really is amazing. So another big 3rd down.
Coaches want something.
Yeah. I don't know if he wanted I don't know why he would want the clock to run down. If I guess, okay, yeah, he might want the clock didn't run on that last play potentially.
That makes sense.
Not sure. Coach Winter probably doesn't mind seeing the clock. Oh, gotcha. 2nd half. Just changing the downs. I think, I think we just had the wrong call on the field.
It's the simplest of machines that can malfunction and cause a timeout.
I still think it's funny in this era of technology that we still have chains moving 10 yards. It is 2016, but
yeah, you would think they'd find a way to work that laser thing you see on TV into the game.
Exactly.
Really interesting. I saw a video about how they actually do that on TV, and they have to scan the colors in the field, and then they have to, and everyone is different. So if you have Green Bay Packers with the green jerseys and the green field, it's really specific color scheme. It's really interesting to me, at least. I like that kind of technology kind of stuff to see really how do the computers make that magic work with the lines that you see on TV,
Yep.
the first down, line of scrimmage. Now they even have the field goal range marker.
I think they need to get some of those folks out to a football game live, actually at the
Yeah.
field, and show them these chains we use. And
Yeah, see what they have to say about it.
they, by the way, they tried that in hockey a few years ago with the puck.
Oh yeah, the puck.
But the fans just couldn't follow it. It didn't last too long. But the same concept.
Yeah. It's really technology in sports. It's just one of those things that they go together well.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful, obviously, when you talk about medicinal technologies, obviously steroids, stuff like that. You got to be shy away from that. But everything else, I mean, whatever you can do to get sports more accessible and understandable to people all across the world, it's a great thing to do.
Well, and more fair, because now with technology, it allows the teams to just play more fairly and get the right calls on the field.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So the rain has definitely stopped for now, at least. And about 9 minutes left here. Pinecrest still maintaining that 13-0 lead. And tonight, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, if you weren't with us, is a blackout here. So pretty much, most of the kids in the stands have their black shirts and jackets on.
Yeah, no, today we had I think every single student and faculty member got a nice little black shirt to wear. So that's pretty fun.
Yet another third down play. It seems like we've been third down all night for Kingsridge. Once again, little rollout to the left-hand side. This time, they find an open receiver, and number 84 pulls it in for a first down. What did you see there on that one, JP?
Well, see, sometimes when you have a timeout like that and the defense, people always talk about offense getting in rhythm. Defense gets in rhythms too. When they learn how the offense operates and they know how to get past that. So maybe that timeout kind of messed with them a little bit, but when they're running up the gut the whole time and then they go out for a pass, that's hard to predict.
Yeah. So it'll be first down from the 41 for Kingsridge. This time the sweep out to the right-hand side, trying to hit the hole, and does for a gain of about 4 or 5. Stacked up there. And it'll be second and about 5 or 6 from the 45-yard line. Here in the second quarter.
See, a lot of the communication between the sidelines and the defense is really, really an important thing, because a lot of times coaches will see things players can't see, or those may be simple as just making calls on defense. So an aspect that sometimes gets overlooked is the communication, not only between the players, but to the sideline also.
Right. So 2nd and 6 here. And this time they're going to go with basically the zone dive play. Really didn't gain much. Gain of about 2. Once again, another third down, 3rd and 4 or 5.
And that zone dive, hey, you're watching the Paladins drive right down the field, like, hey, let's give it a shot. And this defense really looks like they're not taking any of that.
Well, and think about it. They practice against that all week.
It's a good point.
So, I'm not sure on balance that's the wisest coach's move to run that play against us. But, that might be why I'm up here in the booth and they're down there. So
that makes 2 of us.
Yeah, exactly. Again, Todd Winter, for those of you at home, just kind of has mastered the up the middle or the wishbone, and coached at Washington University out in St. Louis, and for some other folks, and always has been able to really kind of harness that triple option play, just like Paul Johnson, a Georgia Tech, or even a Navy, and some of those schools that run it effectively. It's really his mantra, and it's just how he likes to play football.
Yeah, and you see so many different kinds of offense these days in college and NFL. College really coming out with a lot of the new things most of the time, but that can trickle down to the high school level. And we have the pleasure of seeing Georgia Tech just 30 minutes away.
Yep.
And you got these players who can go see that game and watch their offense at a higher level.
So once again, third down, third and about 4 here for Kingsridge, trying to get past that midfield marker. This time a straight throw, kind of a little button hook play, and they finally get across midfield down to the 42-yard line. What'd you see on that play?
Well, it looked like Carson Holler came up and gave him a big hit, but he managed to hold on to the
It was
ball.
a great catch.
Great, really impressive catch.
Yeah.
We're seeing the replay right here. Big old hit.
I mean,
So that looks like a ball that most players would drop. Really impressive there.
so first down from the 40, right around the 43-yard line for the Tigers. The play that continues to not work, the dive for 1 yard, as we just talked about.
It's already the most boring thing to watch, and when it doesn't work, it's even worse. Yeah.
There you go.
So hopefully they'll keep trying it, man.
Well,
Just having some defense.
and to your point earlier in the game, I mean, they might be trying to set up something else, but
Right.
when you don't gain anything, it's not going to really help set up anything if you're not
No,
gaining anything.
It's a waste of a down and a waste of 20 seconds afterward.
Exactly. So they'll take the snap right around the 43-yard line, 2nd and 10. There goes another quick slant pass, and they were able to find a little opening there on the right side. So a pretty long pass play. What happened there on the one-on-one matchup on the corner side? Did you?
Well, he's playing way far off,
Yeah.
and so a slant is just going to be easiest route to run right there.
I mean, you can tell that they, Kingsridge has got the short passing game philosophy down, and they're able to kind of do it. So Coach Winter's going to have to adjust a little bit to that, or else it could lead to, one broken tackle could lead to a touchdown.
Right.
So here comes this sweep, another absolute swarm of defenders.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys taking him down to the sidelines.
I'm not sure why they ran it to the short side of the field there, but
Yeah, that's one of the. I guess that's a coaching decision.
Yep. Doesn't make much sense. But this is where the Paladins have to watch that short passing play again. I mean,
Right. And you always have the option. We've seen the quarterback roll out and end up throwing it. There's always the option of him running it. So I have a spy on him is helpful sometimes.
yeah.
Just got to keep track of every offensive player in the field with the way this offense works.
So 2nd and about 14. Once again, though, Kingsridge putting themselves in a tough position on 2nd and 3rd down with a pretty big loss. And here comes the rollout that you talked about. Another quick short pass that was caught all the way down to about the 21, 22-yard line. That should not be a first down. So once again, big 3rd down.
Big 3rd down, and seeing the replay here again. That rollout just creates a lot of open field, especially to the strong side. And great tackle by Brooks Binkley.
Yep.
In the open field, that can be hard to make against,
Great
especially
tackle.
against really great tackle, especially against a fast player.
So 3rd and 4. Let's see if they run. My guess is they'll probably run that quick slant again to the wide side of the field. We'll see if that's what they do.
Yeah, and again, the corner is playing pretty far off the receivers.
Up. They tried the zone give up the middle, and that is not going to do the job. Wow.
Ryan McCarthy just
Ridiculous.
just ridiculous. His athletic ability to play offense and defense,
Yeah.
and just
McCarthy.
really succeed in both ends of it.
Yeah, McCarthy stopped that, and it's going to be 4th down. You get the feeling they're going for it, although you kind of wonder maybe they just want to put some points up on the board. But, it's a slippery field, and, it's a pretty long field goal, although it's only about 38 yards, but still.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to call a timeout and think about it, so they might want to just get up 3 points on the board because
Yeah, that's one of those mental things that a team needs to see the ball go either through the through the pylons or
Yeah.
so that's excuse me, pylons, uprights. See it go through the uprights or through the end zone.
Yeah, I think they're going to try the field goal, but we'll see what happens here. Fourth down hasn't really been very successful for the Tigers tonight.
No, I think field goal would be the most logical choice. If they have a kicker, you know, at this level, it's not always certain that you have a kicker that can make it like this.
Of course, yeah.
I don't want to take a shot at University of Georgia, but if you have some kicker problems there, there's a good chance you'll have some kicker problems at this level of the game.
Yep.
So we're lucky. I think Pinecrest is really lucky to have a kicker like Stuart Jeans who can kick it from 30-yard line. It's really impressive to see him out there, and he's a weapon, a really valuable weapon. And if another team doesn't have that, it takes away an option.
At this level, for sure.
Definitely.
So, and by the way, if if it was me and I wanted to go for a field goal, I might look at the field and see if it was slippery at that particular point of the hike, but they're not going to do that anyway. They're not going to do it. So here we go. Big fourth down, 4th and 6. An offside penalty on Pinecrest. Yikes. So that's going to give them a little bit of a more realistic chance. Be about 4th and 1 at this point. They may even measure. Oh, it is. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. There are those penalties you talked about, JP.
Yeah, those penalties don't have a whole lot of them, but they seem to come at the most inopportune times.
Yeah. You know, look, I mean, 13-0, everybody's feeling good. It's homecoming, but all of a sudden here in the next few plays, it could be 13-7 with some more momentum. So this is big.
Right.
So 1st and 10 from the 16 for the Tigers. There's another offsides that look like. They're just, this is where they're probably a little too amped up.
Yeah, it is. Too much energy can't have its downsides. That's, if you're a coach, that's just.
Yeah. It's tough.
That's get really tough to handle. I would be furious, especially at this point of the game, at this field position.
This is big. So 1st and 5 for the Tigers. Wow. They tried the straight handoff once again, maybe gained 1. And it'll be about 2nd down from about the 10.
And this is a point where you got to be careful if you're the defense. And a really opportunistic time for the offense when at this point of the game, about 3 minutes left in the half, where you receive after halftime. So if you can get some points up on the board here, make the extra point, run on the clock a good amount, and then score again when you receive, suddenly you're in the lead.
You're in good shape, yeah. So they can get a 1st down without scoring here. Oh, a fake sweep.
Wow.
And the quarterback's going to take it, and I believe he has the 1st down.
Or trickery there.
That's going to be close to the 1st down marker.
I think it's going to be a 1st down. So once again, down at the 5-yard line this time. This is the deepest they've been, obviously, in Paladin territory.
Right. We'll see the kind of play call. We've seen a pretty balanced attack in this drive of passing and runs and running outside too. So really a lot of options for them here against the defense. And defense is gassed. They're tired. It's a very long drive.
That's a good point too. So 1st down and goal for the Tigers. Quarterback keeper straight up the middle. Once again, Hawk and Binkley and all kinds of folks in there. McCarthy. So maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
And maybe
down to the 4. So it'll be 2nd down.
You see Hunter Hawk kind of get to him first, wrap him up.
Yeah.
Hunter Hawk, a really young player, and he kind of just came into the game because of injuries, stuff like that. And to see him make a really big impact, it not only makes it's another weapon that you can use on the field, but it's great promise for the future of the program.
Right. So 3 chances basically for the Tigers to finally get in the end zone here. 2 minutes left, 1st half. going straight up the middle, nowhere to go. And if you're a running back, you can't, you just can't delay and stutter step all that much. That's just not going to work.
No, that's not going to work. And yeah, that when you delay and stutter step like that, the offensive line can't hold their blocks forever. And that puts a lot of pressure on them when you're saying, hey, I'm just going to dance around a little bit back here. But yeah, often, unless you're an incredible athlete who can just explode out of nowhere, it's not going to really work for you.
Well, and even lost a yard on the play. So 3rd and 5, basically 2 plays to try and get it in the end zone here. About 1:28 left in the first half. Once again, your Paladins on top 13-0. This time, again, the quarterback keeper. This one's going to probably get in, and it does. So touchdown for the Tigers. They get in the end zone. You hear your Kings Ridge contingent here. A few folks at the game that are Tigers fans, and once again, that's what we were a little worried about, is the team's gassed, and now, you know, it could be a 6-point game here.
Yeah, and this is really the way football works. Obviously, the receive at halftime, I think it's an advantage to have, and so just clock management, such a huge part of the game.
And I do think, as fired up, and the extra point is blocked, so one of those on each side, and I think Ryan McCarthy got that.
That's great. That'll get at least some momentum back on your side.
So 13-6, 7-point game. That mixed extra point, both of them could come in, could be costly down later on in the game, one by each team. I know that, and it's high school football. It's going to happen, but it's still important.
Yes, it's still very important, and it's a point.
Yep.
It may not seem like a lot, but you only need 1 point to win.
Well, in a low-scoring game like this, absolutely.
Right. We've seen a lot of low-scoring games this past few weeks for Pinecrest, but their offense seems to be really in the rhythm for the Paladins. So I have a lot of confidence in them as long as you can keep putting points on the board.
Yep.
You know, last game we saw a struggling offense in the first half and a defense that seemed to handle itself pretty well, and now kind of see the reverse of that.
Yeah, and it appears they're just exhausted. I think halftime's going to come at a great time for the Paladins tonight.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll see what happens here. Minute 16. From what I've seen, I don't know that they're going to try and do anything, but I guess it'll depend on the kickoff. We'll see where this ends up. So a minute and 15 seconds left here, first half. 13-6 lead for your Paladins. Little bit of a squib kick. And Binkley takes it, and he finds a little bit of room. He's getting outside on the left-hand side, 50. Down to the 47-yard line, and there's a penalty flag. It might be a face mask.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Really great play there. That's special teams. Really coming up strong late in the half. That's very, very valuable.
So we'll see what that flag is. It was a personal, it was a face mask. So that'll add on to it. And you're talking about a huge momentum swing there. To JP's point, potentially could allow the Paladins to get in there and score. And it is a 5-yard penalty. So, you know, one thing in the NFL, I believe every face mask is a mandatory 15 yards, but
it's pretty valuable.
You know, I kind of like the concept of just the 5-yard incidental face mask, but
incidental is just shouldn't have a huge effect.
So either way, ball's at the 43-yard line. McCarthy's going with the pass again. He finds a man. Caught. Touchdown, Paladins. Well, you talk about opening up the offense there. Where did that come from? Was there a flag on the play? They did call a hold. That seemed like a late flag.
It did seem late. We see Alan Yadav with his hand in his head. It may have been him. Man, that's just a killer.
McCarthy's showing off his arm, but
that was a beautiful play.
I don't know if we have a replay on this. We can see when the flag went up, but boy.
And you can see
Yeah.
corner comes in, and that just opens it up for Corey Downs.
Downs with a great play, but again, it's brought back. I didn't see much there, but you know. So it'll be first and a long 25 for the Paladins. Not sure if they're going to try and go down and score, or it looks like they're going to open it up again. Ooh. And incomplete on that play.
You know, wobbly pass. I just like to apologize. Last drive, I was saying Kings Ridge was going to be receiving to start the second half. I was incorrect. Paladins will be receiving to start the second half. It's still
That's what we want.
Right. That makes me feel a lot better.
Well, yeah. And that was such a great play to score that touchdown. But again, the holding brings it back. So we're still at a 13-7 game here. Just under 50 seconds left. My guess is they will run this thing out, but maybe not. There we go. And this time Binkley's going to run up the middle.
Looks like it's running out here.
Yeah.
Hey, you had the lead going to halftime, and you're in a really good position thanks to the blocked extra point.
Absolutely.
That kind of equalizes it. So really good position headed into the locker room.
So penalties obviously hurting the Paladins here late, but a positive first half in many ways. 13-7. But yeah, that holding penalty certainly took a little bit of air out of the crowd, but nonetheless, you could see you could see McCarthy's arm strength on that pass.
Yeah.
It's a great play.
And that's another thing, that defense, now they're like, oh, well, he can throw deep. And we saw it earlier in the half, but now we know they can do it consistently. And wide receivers like Corey Downs, and one little juke and he's gone.
Yeah.
So you really got to be careful if you're this Kingsridge defense.
Yeah, Downs can do it on the end. And one thing about high school football, I mean, we've seen this on both sides, is it's tough for those corners that are out on the island like that to cover anybody. It's, you could argue, the toughest position in football at the high school level is trying to play cornerback in isolation. You just, it's tough to find a good one. So here we go. And actually, as you saw, the Paladins did call a timeout. So they might be thinking about doing something a little bit different here to try and throw off the Tigers' defense and still try and maybe get into field goal position. So there's McCarthy. Another flag on the play. Might be a holding. McCarthy probably didn't see it, but he's running this, and he's going to run out of bounds towards the 25-26 yard line, but this thing's coming back.
I was looking at Ryan had all the time in the world, and I was thinking, yep.
So I think Coach Winter's going to start getting frustrated now, but
we're talking about that corner position, how it's just so hard, and
it's just,
especially with the rules nowadays, where you sneeze on the guy, you might get a penalty. So
exactly,
it's really, really hard just to keep up. And when you think about it logically, it's obviously harder when one guy knows what he's going to do and the other guy doesn't, and he's somehow got to keep up with him.
And to find kids with the closing speed that can overcompensate for that or overcome that is pretty tough, especially at this level. And that's what we've seen tonight. A lot of those plays are working, both that slant play that worked a couple times for the Tigers of Kings Ridge, as well as a couple of long passes by McCarthy. Actually, the one that was the touchdown was underthrown, as those at home probably saw, was underthrown, and Downs just adjusted and came back and caught it.
Right, and that's just Downs being a senior, that experience.
Right.
Where you've been playing the game long enough to know how the ball, how it's going to come out of his hand, where it's going to end up. So that's another advantage of that experience and that maturity to make that adjustment.
So we'll see what happens here. 30 seconds left. Paladins going the wrong way. But I think McCarthy's going to try and take another shot at it. Look at this. Oh, man. So
Pinecrest wants a flag.
That should be a taunting penalty, but
yeah,
but a great pass by McCarthy. It was kind of nice to just see that pass fly up there. Good defense. We were just talking about defensive back play. Pretty good defense. I don't know that there was necessarily a penalty there, but
yeah, maybe a little underthrown there.
Yeah.
Looks like the sideline wanted
Yeah.
pass interference, but that looked like good defense to me. Yeah, it's just one of those plays that, give him a chance to show off his arm strength.
So the Paladins actually used one of their timeouts, and Tigers only have one left. So we'll kind of see what happens here. This last minute is taking forever, but
It really has.
I mean, look at this punt. That'll work.
Oh,
Great play coming downfield on special teams. Was that Hawk again?
yeah, Hunter Hawk with that hit.
So, wow.
Seeing the replay right here, great. Pretty good punt by Ryan McCarthy. Yeah, he can do it all, and then just catches it, and Hunter Hawk. Wow.
Yep.
Puts his shoulder in him and really just. I mean, that looks like the runner was going to make an adjustment, so he's already low to the ground.
Yeah.
Doesn't have as much momentum, and Hawk just comes up,
So-
derails him.
Big play there on special teams, and Coach Winter's going to call a timeout here just to try and make sure his team stays composed, maybe even give him a little bit of rest here, and prevent something wacky from happening here in the last 12.3 seconds.
We haven't really seen the Tigers quarterback throw it deep, and so we don't really know if he can. And
Right.
not many high school quarterbacks can throw it 60, 70 yards down the field, but there's always a chance that the guy can get open at the 20, and then he can maneuver his way to the end zone. So you got to be really careful, especially if you're a linebacker, defensive back. I would have a lot of guys back and just kind of prevent defense and head in the locker room with a lead.
Exactly. And if you're the Tigers, and you're the coach, you might just say, hey, let's we just scored, we cut it to 7, let's just call it a 7-point game and not really risk any turnovers. But that's not what we're seeing from these schools.
No, we're really
they
not.
they really want to win this game, and we'll see what happens here. So first down from the 36, 12.3 left in the half, and they do run it up the middle, and I think that's going to be the end of the first half. Once again, your Paladins on homecoming, up 13-6 on blackout night in Cumming, Georgia. And as JP mentioned, Paladins will receive the kickoff starting in the second half. Thanks for joining us again, powered by SUV TV tonight. What's turned out to be a really beautiful evening.
We're really nice weather here and nice temperature. A little wet in the field, but great game so far.
Yeah, very impressed. And as we said, I mean, I think they do need a little bit of a break. It's going to be a good halftime, get rejuvenated, and be ready to rock and roll for the last 2 quarters of this ball game.
This Pinecrest Academy football broadcast is brought to you by Billy Howe Ford, family owned and operated since 1977. Atlanta Rehabilitation and Performance Center, official provider for the Paladins. Team physician, Hain Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Foresight, dedicated to all better.
If you want a used vehicle, but you also want peace of mind, you want a Ford certified pre-owned vehicle. Because every Ford CPO vehicle is given a rigorous 172-point inspection by Ford factory-trained technicians. From the radiator to the transmission, to the engine, to the air conditioning, and every Ford CPO backed by Ford with 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty coverage. Plus 12-month, 12,000-mile limited warranty coverage. Ford certified pre-owned. A car that's inspected by Ford and backed by Ford. So what does that mean to you? Relax. It's covered.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing. I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Welcome the 2015 Homecoming Queen, Miss Catherine Ann Baroses. Catherine Ann currently attends the University of Georgia, where she is majoring in business management. Catherine Ann is a member of Alpha Chi Omega Sorority, the Crew Ministry, and UGA Miracle. Please welcome back Catherine Ann Baroses. Now, representing the freshman class, Princess Adriana Adams. Adriana is the daughter of Jeff and Anna Adams, and is escorted tonight by Mr. Jeff Adams. This is Adriana's 5th year at Pinecrest Academy. Adriana is a member of the Pro-Life Club and plays soccer at Pinecrest. Outside of school, Adriana enjoys horseback riding. Congratulations, Adriana Adams. Also representing the freshman class, Princess Vanessa Pauza. Vanessa Pauza is the daughter of Joe and Angela Pauza, and is escorted this evening by her father, Dr. Joe Pauza. Vanessa has attended Pinecrest for 12 years. She is a member of the swim team, Spanish club, and Key Club. She also serves as a Spirit Club team leader and takes part in the Theatrical Arts program. Congratulations, Vanessa Pauza. Representing the sophomore class, Princess Mary Flanagan. Mary is the daughter of Michael and Madeline Flanagan and is escorted tonight by her father, Mr. Michael Flanagan. Mary has attended Pinecrest for 12 years. She is a member of the Key Club, History Club, National Art Honor Society, and the volleyball team. Mary has been recognized for achieving the high school honor roll. Congratulations, Mary Flanagan. Also representing the sophomore class, Princess Rosie Piron. Rosie is the granddaughter of Peter and Joyce Hildebrand and is escorted this evening by her grandfather, Mr. Peter Hildebrand. This is Rosie's 4th year at Pinecrest Academy. She's a member of the Pro-Life, Photography, Astronomy, and Art Club. Rosie is a challenge team leader and is a member of the cross-country team. Rosie is a recipient of the Honor of High Service Honor Roll and is a member of the National Art Honor Society. Congratulations, Rosie Piron. Representing the junior class, Princess Claire Bartling. Claire is the daughter of Alex and Elizabeth Bartling and is escorted tonight by her father. Representing the senior class, Princess Sarah DeFazio. Sarah is the daughter of Gary and Jillian DeFazio and is escorted tonight by Mr. Gary DeFazio. Sarah has attended Pinecrest for 4 years. She is the vice president of the Key Club, a member of the Pro-Life Club, and the Latin National Honor Society. Sarah has played varsity lacrosse for 4 years and served as the captain for 2. She received the Paladin Award during her 2016 season and has been honored with all-county and all-state recognitions. Next year, Sarah will be attending Randolph-Macon College, where she has committed to play lacrosse. Congratulations, Sarah DeFazio. And our final senior, Princess Annie Riley. Annie Riley is the daughter of Joe and Molly Riley and is being escorted by her father, Mr. Joe Riley. Annie has attended Pinecrest for 2 years. She is a member of the Key Club and Business Club. Annie also plays varsity volleyball and varsity lacrosse for Pinecrest. She plans to attend the University of Georgia or Miami University next fall to major in accounting or management information systems. Congratulations, Annie Riley. Let's hear it for all of our homecoming princesses. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me congratulate our 2016 homecoming queen, Miss Sarah DeFazio. Thank you to all our homecoming court as well as our fans this evening for your fantastic attention.
Nice job, man.
Thanks. I hit the volume before, is that what turned it down? Thanks, man.
As a certified financial planner, Pinecrest Academy's family member Bill Kiernan brings a professional certification that provides peace of mind that you'll receive sound advice for your financial planning needs. Bill provides safe money strategies. Whether you're looking to participate in market gains or avoid costly money management fees to grow your wealth, Bill can provide support and guidance. Follow the lead of many of your friends at Pinecrest and call Bill 678-776-4592 to learn what he can do for you. You can rest assured that following safe money strategies with Bill can provide the asset growth that you desire. Pinecrest Academy is a private pre-K through 12 college preparatory Catholic school. We provide an atmosphere of academic rigor and critical thinking while offering personalized attention in a Christ-centered environment of faith and reason.
Pinecrest Academy is a private pre-K through 12th grade Catholic school, and our mission is crystal clear: to form our students into Christian leaders who will transform society. The hallmark of a Pinecrest education is our recognition of each student as a unique child of God with special gifts and talents. We believe that God is calling these young people to lead their families, their businesses, and their communities in accordance with His teachings. We welcome those from all faith backgrounds who value excellent education. Part of our Catholic identity is respect for the inquiry of the human mind. Pinecrest Academy's approach is called integral formation. Through this unique process, we address the whole child, intellectually, humanly, spiritually, and apostolically. We also refer to these as the 4 pillars. One thing that makes Pinecrest unique is that we have gender-separated classes that begin in the 4th grade. Research proves that boys and girls learn differently. In this gender-separate environment, students feel free to explore who they are and develop their full potential. Pinecrest wholly believes that you, the parent, are the primary educator of your child. We wish to work alongside you to form them into the adults that God desires them to be. Thank you for considering our school as a partner in the development of your gifts from God.
Call Pinecrest today to schedule a visit to Pinecrest, or even visit our website at www.pinecrestacademy.org to learn more about our award-winning school right here in Cumming, Georgia. Pinecrest Academy. Welcome back. fans all over the world to Pinecrest Academy's homecoming game, where if you missed the first half, it's a 13-6 lead. JP, tell us a little bit about what you saw in the first half.
I saw three main things. One, penalties. Not having a ton of them, but really they're killing our big plays. We saw one touchdown get called back right before halftime, and Coach Winter always says no amount of penalties is acceptable. Even one, it's not good. It's not a part of football that should be expected. I mean, it should be expected. It's hard to plan for it, and it kills big opportunities, as we saw there. Another thing, the offense is running extremely well. It's really, really just driving on the field. No matter where they start from, they can go up the gut, they can go around the edge. And Brooks Binkley having a really good night, going right up the middle. And again, giving those second efforts, really, really important in this game. And last thing was defense, Paladin defense, having a bit of a tough time defending against the pass. We see Kings Ridge rolling out, and it's in a tough situation. You're a defensive back, you have to either take the quarterback or the wide receiver. But they're having a tough time, and I think it makes some adjustments at halftime. That's what halftime's all about. Make adjustments. It's a huge part of the game. The adjustments that you're able to make for the Pacific team. You can do all the preparation before the game you want, but until you're actually playing against them, then you can actually make those adjustments and apply them to the game, and hopefully come out with a win here.
Yep. Well said, my friend. So Pinecrest, again, 24 minutes here. See if we can get this done. I think that halftime came at the perfect time for the Paladins. They were running out of steam a little bit, and that might have caused some of those penalties. Just a little bit of exhaustion, and
right.
But Paladins will receive to start the second half. And again, homecoming here. We've got the blackout in effect. Fans are having fun, and so far the Paladins on top 13-6. Kickoff taken back at the 4-yard line. Trying to get outside. Sees some running room and stacked up at about the 37, 38-yard line. So pretty good field position there. What did you see on that kickoff return?
Yeah, I see really great blocking. We saw in the first quarter, I think the special teams kind of struggling. The end of the second quarter and starting out here, they're really, really coming out strong.
Yep.
And just seeing the replay here, getting some strong lead blocks. Corey Downs accelerating through the hole. Really just solid. That's just free yards.
Yep.
Free yards.
So McCarthy, number 13 here at quarterback still. 1st and 10 from about the 38, running the triple again. They start off with these kind of the zone give right up the middle. Once again, they started that way in the first half. They're going to start that way in the second half, gain of 2.
That's all you need, 2 yards. The triple option offense is if you can get 2 yards every play, then that's ideal.
Yep.
So anything over that is just kind of bonus yardage, and solid start. May not look like much, but it's a good execution we've seen so far in this game.
Yep. 2nd down and 8 from the 40. McCarthy giving it straight up the middle. This time there's a little bit more running room for Binkley up to the 46-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 4. I will say that the Tigers have seemed to defend that play a little bit better. Obviously the first 2 drives just gaping holes. This time a little bit better defense.
Right, and that just goes back to those adjustments. It's such a critical part of the game, and that's up to the player, but a lot of it's up to the coaches. You know, they've been around the game a lot longer than these players have, so they recognize things and go into halftime, go to the locker room, and just give it to them. Look, hey, you got to go here instead of here. Look for this instead of that. So, and if you can apply that to the game, you should have some success.
McCarthy, this time he's keeping it. Once again, finds some running room, and McCarthy's going to pick up a 1st down. That little quarterback keeper play has certainly worked well. McCarthy's, he's just been a stud tonight, flat out, in all facets of the game.
Right.
So.
Yeah, really just, and we saw him last year, the most valuable player, and he got all sorts of awards, and really just carry this team. And I think this year we've seen a lot of the seniors step up more and really kind of help Ryan shoulder the load of this team.
Here comes Ryan again with the option pitch. This time he finds more running room, getting outside to the 30, 25, and deep into Tiger territory, marked out right around the 25-yard line. Big gain of over 20 yards there from McCarthy. How was he able to get out to the right side of the field like that?
Well, looks like we had some great lead blocking on the edge. Corey Downs and guys coming out from the line, and that Ryan McCarthy, his strides are so long. All needs a little bit of space, and did a few steps, and that's already 10 yards down the field.
It is. So ball at the 25-yard line. Not sure. There we go.
Another thing, those corners were playing, looks like 12 yards off the wide receiver, so that gives the wide receiver an edge on that momentum when he's blocking him.
Yep. So 1st and 10 again for McCarthy. Paladins moving the ball once again. This time the straight give. This time a little bit more running room once again. So Binkley starting basically the first series of the first half as well as the first series of the second half. I'm not sure if Coach scripted it that way, but number 25 looking good once again, starting a half here.
Yeah, really having a big game so far, and a lot of short runs add up to a lot of yardage. So really a key part of this offense here tonight.
2nd and 5 from the 20. 9:30 left here in the third quarter. This time, I thought there was a little bit of movement. They didn't call that. Back up to Binkley once again. That time, probably just going to gain about 1 or 2 yards, and it's going to be bring up a big third down play here.
I haven't seen a lot of outside running from guys like Michael Baroja, who I think is the quickest player on this team. Saw a Mount Pisgah game especially. He had a lot of runs where wide receiver seals the edge, and he's able to just cut it upfield. Looks like he's almost stepping out of bounds. He's so close, but he's just super quick, gets up the field. I haven't seen him do it a lot here tonight. I wonder if they can incorporate that going forward.
They might. Big play here. Man in motion. McCarthy's going to keep it again, finding room, and he just has a feel for where to go, flat out. I mean,
and it really does. And when other players might just go down with the tackle, he dives forward, he gets a few extra yards, and he's a tall guy, so you can get a good amount of yardage from just a dive.
So Paladins down at right about the 10-yard line, about the 11, 1st and 10. A man in motion again. And this time McCarthy didn't find room up the middle. He's trying to get outside. He's trying to find any way, and he's getting out of the right side. Oh, he didn't quite break it, but boy, he ran about 80 yards on that play, just a little bit side to side. But again, that just shows you the effort of these kids. I mean,
oh yeah, the effort, but running backwards, that's like a coach's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
But Ryan's that kind of guy who you would trust to make a move like that with the experience he has and the responsibility he has. I would trust him to make his decisions. I mean, maybe if anybody else were to run backwards like that, the thing would be furious, but I would trust him with it.
Yeah. So 2nd down here. This time straight up again to Binkley. This time, again, not as much running room. So this is where it starts to get interesting. It's going to be about a 3rd and 8 from the 8 or 9 yard line. And, you know, when you're up a score like this, 13-6, yeah, you want to punch it in, but you want to protect the ball, especially with Jeans, like you said, as a kicker.
Right.
You gotta get those 3 points at a minimum to make it a 2-score game here. So it'll be interesting to see what Winter calls here. This might come back to what you suggested earlier, one of those slant patterns.
Yeah.
But you just don't want a turnover here.
Right, that's most important.
There's the a man is getting wide open into the end zone, and the Paladins run a unique play to the right-hand side, a little off tackle, and we've got ourselves a touchdown here. Wow, what'd you see there? That one got open quick.
It got open real quick. Doesn't need to. And we've seen the replay right here. Bro, he doesn't need a ton of blocks. He can just flat out outrun guys. And maybe Coach Winter was watching our broadcast or something. And he heard our little suggestion, and looks like got himself a touchdown.
No, Barozas is you called that, man. He is he's fast, and we haven't seen him much tonight. Extra point is good. So To be honest, I think he was saving that. I think he was saving those plays for Roses from what I'm seeing with that kind of talent.
Right,
he can be the closer with that kind of speed.
Yeah, definitely. And it really shows, especially with the kind of offense we run, you need unselfish guys. It's not like a pro style or a spread where you have basically 1 or 2 running backs at most who are going to get the majority of the carries. But we see 4, 5, 6 guys getting the ball at any time. And Barozis, he's not, for all we know, he's not in the sideline saying, hey, coach, can I get the ball? No, these guys are unselfish. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to help the team win the game. And if that means Barozis getting one quick run there and not throughout the rest of the game and not before this, that's what he's going to do. It's really amazing to see the unselfishness and teamwork of the guys in the field.
Yeah, so we had that drive starting with some plays from Binkley again. We had McCarthy with a few runs, one of them to the right-hand side, and then we had Barozis just kind of finishing the drive off, and quite frankly, probably tired out the Tigers, really just seeing everybody come at them and not be able to stop them.
That's a good point.
So kickoff, once again, much better than the couple of previous ones. And Tigers will be brought down right about the 19 or 20-yard line. So once again, good coverage and a great kick by Jeans.
Nice little ankle tackle there by Jack Binkley.
Yep.
Don't see a ton of him, but he comes up when he needs to.
So that was a huge drive to start off the second half. And just like the first half, it's kind of like I think Coach had it scripted what he wanted to do. And they basically, went down the field, and Tigers couldn't stop them. So we'll see what happens here, but the Tigers did have some momentum on offense. We'll see if, they can get started again. I think Shepard's still in at quarterback. Actually, they brought Hayden Milling in. And there's the slant play again. And that's Hayden Milling that came in at quarterback. They've been switching up the quarterbacks quite a bit. But that slant play is working.
Fantastic catch. We can see in the replay. I think the throw is even more impressive. It looked like, from our view, he was just throwing to 2 defenders, but really great job at number 84 to really lay out and bring in the ball. That's really impressive.
One of the smallest guys on the field just made a great catch. So Milling still in at quarterback, it looks like. And I believe that's going to be a motion penalty on the Tigers. So that'll move them back 5 yards. But, yeah, that slant play has basically been there all night. And to the credit of Milling and the quarterbacks for the Tigers, they've been able to make that throw. So
yeah, they've been able to make that throw. But there's a downside to that slant, because when you get inside the red zone, less field open, which means that defensive backs are likely going to be closer to wide receivers, if not in press coverage. And so it gets a little tough there. And if you're trying to get into rhythm based on slants, not going to have a lot of success near the end zone. You see the rain starting to fall here.
It is. The rain is coming down. Milling with the keeper, not going to work this time. So the rains are coming back down again as the fans open the umbrellas. But let's face it, with a 14-point lead, 2-touchdown lead, seeing the rains are not such a bad thing. Hopefully this will slow down the game and a little bit of that passing offense that, frankly, the Tigers are starting to pick up on and be able to be successful with.
Right, and that's one thing. When you're down this amount of points, and it's not exactly crunch time yet, but it makes the players and the coaches, a little more so the players, anxious to score some points. That usually leads to, like, hey, we pass the ball. Let's pass the ball. Get it down the field fast and score. And rain like this, it's not going to happen too effectively.
Yeah. Although the Tigers get running room. Ooh. Man, Holler with a pretty big hit on the outside, but a nice little run. We'll see what the Tigers do, trying to keep it on see if they keep it on the ground or come back to that slant play. What did you see there on the kind of the little sweep dig play by the Tigers?
Well, it looked like he just kind of outran the defense to the short side, but he really had no room. With Carson Holler coming in, he couldn't go straight, and he couldn't cut back because he had a really good linebacker coverage there. Good play. It could have been a much bigger play.
Yeah.
Really good job of the defense to cover that.
Good job by Holla. And here's, wow. That time was completely stuffed. Once again, Hunter Hawk. I get the feeling the fans love that kid.
No, he's definitely
a fan favorite, man.
He's a household name. He came into the season and just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You think, oh, it's a freshman, you know, don't expect too much, but he's really been put on a show on offense and defense. Really just a reliable part of this team.
Did you ever see the movie Rudy?
I did.
I think
That's
he reminds me of Rudy. I think that should be his nickname. So,
Rudy Hawk.
Yeah. 2nd and 10 from the 40 here. Clock starting to become a factor, as you said. About 4:50 left here in the 3rd quarter. Milling's going to try and get back to pass. And once again, sees a man open. Another good catch. I got to tell you, the Tigers receivers can catch the ball.
Oh, yeah. They really just one of those things that when you run the kind of offense where you're passing the ball a lot, unlike Pinecrest, you're going to practice, obviously, more pass plays. And, yeah, sure, you should be able to catch the ball if you're a wide receiver. But if during the week and you're day in and day out just catching, it's more than you're blocking. Paladins wide receivers, you would think in practice would be blocking a lot with a running kind of offense they have. But these receivers, they're just catching. They're running really good routes and
they're making
impressive. Yeah, exactly. Really impressive so far.
Yeah. So once again, they're going to try the slant. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Barosas, he caught that ball. So that is a play that you may not even see much on Sundays. That was a ball out catch.
You see the replay here.
And I'm pretty sure he caught that. We'll see, but wow. I think he kept both his hands down there on the SCV TV replay.
He broke the ball so quick. It was just that was fantastic.
Well, and actually, you had talked about it with that slant play, and you gave the example of down by the end zone, you know, kind of cutting it off. It's funny. That's exactly what he did there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you see it coming after a while.
Here comes Barosas. He's like the closer. So we got 2 nicknames, Rudy and the closer.
Rudy and the closer.
There you go, man.
The 1-2 punch. I mean, seriously, he's so fast. And from our view, I blinked for a second. He was at the 50-yard line, and I opened my eyes again. He's at the 40. He's
really
just
incredible.
So fast and acceleration.
So 3:46 here left in the 3rd quarter. Pinecrest starting to open things up. For all of you fans, alumni, students, friends listening out there on the SCV TV, this is this has been fun. So 1st down from the 37. And McCarthy looking over to the sidelines. There's a little sweep, again, straight up the middle for Hawk. Plenty of running room. That's a nice, solid 1st down play.
And number 32 for the Tigers.
Yeah, just and more of that clock management. And again, Coach Winter's saying that time of possession, one of the most useless statistics you can have. But I think it's pretty valuable. I mean, you coming down towards the end of the 3rd quarter here, and you have a pretty sizable lead. It should play into how this game turns out.
Yeah. Man in motion once again, and there's Hawk trying to find room. Gets stuffed a little bit right around the 29, so we'll bring up a 3rd down. Paladins with a 2-touchdown lead here.
You know, we haven't seen, and we've seen a lot throughout the first half of the season. We've seen that Pinecrest dig themselves a hole and get into 3rd and long. This offense obviously not meant.
It can't function.
Exactly. It can't function down there. And really doing a good job on 1st and 2nd down, getting them in a position where they can convert on a 3rd down. And they've done it plenty of times here in this game.
So 3s are wild. 3rd and 3 from the 30 in the third quarter. There's a great play by McCarthy once again on 3rd down. To your point, a manageable distance, and the Paladins convert with a run by McCarthy to the right-hand side.
And I think the score here you're in pretty good position to win the game. We've seen Kings Ridge score, 6 points, but they seem to be inconsistent on offense. They have their flashes of consistency and momentum, but they're inconsistent. That's a testament to the defense, really just bottling them up in the middle and adjusting to their pass plays.
Absolutely. McCarthy this time with the option, back to Holler, and not much room there. Maybe a gain of 1 up to about the 21-yard line.
Haven't seen a whole lot out of Holler. He usually makes pretty big impact on his games, but when one player isn't heavily involved, it's another guy like Michael Burrows is starting to take a hold of the game. And Brooks Bingley early in the game was really shouldering this offense.
So 2nd and 9 here. The Paladins trying to take it in to go up by 3 scores, which could be insurmountable for this Tigers offense. There goes Holler again. Not finding a whole lot of room, although once again that second effort we've seen all night from the Paladins. Got a couple extra yards there.
Yeah, that's all. That second effort. It's a testament to the mental aspect of the game. It's Coach Winter always says that emotional aspect, and I've used the word emotion maybe 1,000 times as broadcast thing so far, but I haven't used it today yet. So here's my chance. Emotion, such a huge part of this game, and having an effect there.
That might have been the most players moving on a motion penalty that I've seen in my lifetime. About the entire offense and defensive team. Not really sure what was going on there, but anyway, back to your point. The emotion, started to die down a little bit into the second quarter, but halftime probably Coach gave them a good talking to, and you can see it. They're just again fired up here on homecoming night. So 3rd and 1. Winding down in the third quarter. Hawk right up the middle, keeping it heading towards the goal line, all the way down to the 2 to 3 yard line. And it is going to be a 1st and goal for the Paladins. And Hunter Hawk, Rudy is certainly making his presence felt this third quarter.
He certainly is. He's making a real big impact when we need it.
Once again, this time McCarthy with the quarterback keeper, and I believe he got pretty close to the goal line on that. So
the refs are standing at the 1 inch yard line.
Yeah. So third quarter is going to end. Very strong performance. I think clock stopped with 5 seconds left. Let's see. I was about to say that we can be blessed to say there hasn't really been too many injuries this evening.
Yes,
JP.
that's really big. One thing we saw earlier in the season, guys dropping like flies, but now, really, like I said, we're blessed, fortunate not to have something like that in this game.
Yep. So we're heading to the fourth quarter here in beautiful Cumming, Georgia. Pinecrest Academy taking a 14-point lead and driving at the 1 yard line when we return here. And once again, now the rain stopped, so it's been kind of on and off tonight.
It really has been.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
This Pinecrest Academy football broadcast is brought to you by Billy Howe Ford, family owned and operated since 1977. Atlanta Rehabilitation and Performance Center, official provider for the Paladins. Team physician, Haynes Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Foresight, dedicated to all better.
We're back here And we're heading to the fourth quarter with the Paladins and Tigers in a 20-6 game. Thanks again for joining us. We're powered by SUV TV, and we're right at the goal line here. First play from the fourth quarter. Will that get it in the end zone? I haven't seen a signal, and there we go.
There we go.
So first play of the fourth quarter, and we see another Paladins touchdown. And it looked like that little zone dive play, and I believe Hawk got in the end zone.
Yeah, a little like Rudy.
Yeah,
Rudy getting
good old
through
Rudy.
there. Good old Rudy.
Nice.
And that was, at that point, it's like if you can't get the ball in the end zone, then
Yeah.
you might have a problem. But
Well, they did, and you don't want to get too overconfident, but you get the feeling these homecoming fans are going to be going home happy.
Yeah.
But we, gotta finish this thing off, and see if we can knock this one home.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got this one.
Close to being blocked.
Yeah. So, first play of the the fourth quarter. Like to see that. One of the things that we talked about with Coach is this can set them up for a run to the region. To be successful, they really needed to win this game. So, assuming we can finish this off, it's really going to set up for an exciting finish to the year.
Oh, it really should. And like I said before the game, they've really gotten through the gauntlet of their season. And you got Fellowship, a little bit of a threat at Whitfield, but you don't have these super opponents like you had South. Obviously not a region game, but an opponent nonetheless. And you had Pisgah and Walker, all these people who could really beat us. And now, at this point of the season, we're fortunate to have a schedule that should favor us heading into the playoffs. And really, if we can just keep our guys healthy and keep executing on offense and defense, should be in for a good end of the year.
Yeah.
Perhaps even better than last year. That'd be hard to get past it. That would be something.
Yeah. But you got to start somewhere, and certainly
Right.
winning tonight on homecoming would be it. So, kickoff once again, this time a lot better kick, but did see a pretty good run back once again out to about the 34, 35-yard line for the Tigers. Hopefully he's all right. Got a Paladin down on the play, but I think Sullivan is okay. So walking off the field. And we'll see what the Tigers can pull out on offense. I mean, we've seen the ability for them to throw the ball, as we discussed, but down 3 touchdowns. It's a lot of these high school teams that just don't have a playbook set up to be down by this many, but we'll see what they do.
Right, and we know they can't run the ball.
Right.
They obviously can't do that, and got picked off last time, so you should see some interesting calls.
Yeah. So they're going to try a little sweep play once again. Hawk and Binkley and a bunch of others stopping the play with basically no gain. They did try a sweep to get some, maybe to set up a couple of passing plays here. We'll see what happens, but they don't really gain anything there. Actually, maybe even a loss of 1. So.
Seriously, this rush defense is so good in this game. And I look at Corey Downs, and I see him on one side of the field covering wide receiver, and then 3 seconds later, he's on top of the running back on the opposite side. So they're just sprinting to the ball and swarm tackling.
Just attacking the ball. Really good vision by these defenders. So this time Milling does go back to pass. Can't really find much room though. Now he finds a little bit of room out to the left-hand hash mark, and it's going to be about a gain of 6. But if the Paladins can keep this to a 4 or 5 down or yards a down, I think they'll be fine with that.
Right.
So
yeah, that should be good.
With 10 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this defense can have a stand here. I don't think it matters where it is in the field, as long as they can stop them and hold them to at most 3 points.
Yeah.
Then we should have solid control of the game, if we don't already.
So 3rd down and 5. You got to figure they're in 4-down territory here. And there's going to be a loss on that play. Once again, all kinds of folks in there. Brown and Downs and a bunch of different defenders in there. This is going to bring up a 4th down where obviously they're going to be going for it, I would think.
Right, that makes sense.
But maybe not. They might actually be punting just to.
You see Alan Yadav coming into the tackle there. He's one of Pinecrest scholar athletes. They have a lot of them, but he's one of the smartest guys on the team. He's in a lot of my classes in school. I know he's a heck of a lot smarter than me. I'm pretty smart myself, not to brag, but he is. He's pretty sharp and really impressed to see a guy who can succeed not only in a classroom but also in the football field.
So they do decide to go ahead and punt. Ooh.
Almost got a block there.
Could have been blocked. And Tigers will down it at about the 25, 26-yard line. So
like Addison Ale getting back there fast.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of him tonight, but
yeah, he,
not sure. Hopefully he's feeling all right, but haven't seen too much of him. But he was definitely there on special teams. So
yeah, so see some decent starting field position.
Yep.
You have full control of the score. You have full control of the clock.
This is Todd's, Coach Winter's just absolute dream would be like an 8-minute drive here to end this game.
Wouldn't that be something?
Put it 9 minutes, just finish it off,
Hey,
put it in the end zone.
We've seen it. We've seen it happen.
We really
Take
have.
8-10 minutes off the clock even.
Yeah. So there goes Holler on the outside. He's getting involved as well now. So gain of about 8 yards. You said this earlier. I mean, they've basically got 4 or 5 running backs that can just basically do it at any time, and they've all got pretty good vision to be able to see, what's going on in the field. I mean, a lot of times that's instinct, but a lot of times that's great coaching.
All right, it's great coaching, and this guy's been practicing since July.
Yeah.
And even if you are a young player, a freshman or a sophomore, you have that experience of months of just over and over going through plays.
Right. So here goes McCarthy looking for a man. Oh! He's tried to get Burroughs, but it was just outside of his reach.
And that would have put the game away. That would have just put the game. But that's not as obviously you want to see him catch the ball, but not as influential as it would be if it were 13-6.
Right.
So
absolutely, but that also just shows you the talent of those 2 players, for McCarthy and Burroughs to get into the position to make that kind of play. It was just outside of his fingertips, but again, just great athleticism. There goes a quick handoff. This time it's Binkley. Kind of been the steady hand tonight in the backfield, number 25.
You see Burroughs is not wearing gloves, and that's what you see a lot of guys do when it's wet or rainy, but that could have had an effect on the catch. You see all the wide receivers on Pinecrest wearing these sticky gloves. They're so sticky. I don't have very big hands. When I put those on, I could easily palm a football. So, I don't know. Best personal preference, I guess, for Burroughs.
That was going to be a motion penalty, but yeah, certainly Burroughs. I mean, hopefully, in fact, the SUV TV might want to submit that to top 10 plays to ESPN, because honest to goodness, you don't see plays like that on this level. That the catch that Burroughs made very often.
No, you really don't.
Especially to your point, on a wet field with a wet ball, that was impressive.
I know it's such a pivotal point in the game.
It really
wasn't
was.
just like some point in the first quarter. It was really, really impressive.
Well, and you called it. The slants can work, but it's also a high risk, kind of a high risk, high reward.
Yeah, and once that defense catches on, you're toast.
Yeah. So McCarthy back to pass. This time trying to get Brozis. This time he's got it again. And that boy is making plays.
Making big plays. Hey, if he doesn't catch it one time, and second time the charm. I mean, that's – and I mean, you're up 27-6, and the fact that he's still Coach Winter's still willing to take that kind of chance really shows the confidence he has in a guy like Ryan McCarthy.
Yeah, it does, and I think I'm pretty sure saying that I think he's trying to get this offense used to some of what they're going to see over the next few games, because they're going to be in positions where they're going to need to throw the ball, and this builds their confidence level in their passing game. So 1st and 10 at the 20. Once again, the Paladins driving. McCarthy with the handoff to Binkley. And these kids are getting louder and louder by the minute down there. I mean,
cheerleaders taking off their ponchos.
I mean, it's getting about as wild and crazy as you can get at Pinecrest Academy.
Yeah.
But 2nd and 7 here from the 18. Once again up. Actually, faked me out. McCarthy took it to the left. He sees room, and he's still fighting for yards.
Wow.
And he almost gets into the end zone. He knocks over the pylon, so down at about looks like about the 1 yard line, maybe even the 1 foot line.
I don't know.
You might want to, watch this replay. I mean, again, the vision. Look at the block that you talked about by the receivers.
Look, Carson running right in front of him. That's at the 5 yard line, that first contact.
Right.
Oh, I thought he got the ball in.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like a touchdown to me.
I think everybody up here thinks he got it in, but in the NFL, we might go up to the replay booth up to New York, but not here. Not here in Cumming. But either way, down at the 1 yard line, I don't think this got in, although
just signaling.
Yeah, just still down at the 1. So Binkley with the carry, but definitely running time off the clock. But that, you talked about it, that outside blocking, by your receivers, that's a sign that you're just a well-coached team.
Really?
At this level, to be able to have guys with that attention to detail.
Mm-hmm. And guys who are willing to not only block, but the way this works, they can get a handoff even on some sort of end around. Right. So really impressive to see, like you said, the attention to detail.
And that time he got in. Paladins score. So they're starting to put the pedal to the metal, and now up 33-6.
And that's, if like I said, if the game wasn't over already, that should be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Fans getting into it.
I really don't know that I've seen these guys sit down. It's impressive.
No, last season I wasn't doing this. It was in the stands, and it would get annoying, honestly. when you had like these seniors that were towering over you and just sitting in the front row, and you couldn't see anything. But hey, that adds that energy to the game. You don't sit down. You're Texas A&M University. People there, they stand up the entire game. That 12th man, and you see how loud they get. So really, it's a cool thing to see when your fans don't sit down.
Yeah, it really is. So 34-6 here. Pinecrest going to take this one home on homecoming. A great evening for the fans, for all the alumni that came back. And did you catch who our homecoming queen was?
I did. Sarah DeFazio coming out. And
congratulations to Sarah.
Congratulations. And really, the whole lineup of princesses, it really is congratulations to everybody who got nominated for that. Really an impressive thing. It's not an easy thing to do. You got to be a good person. You got to be a good student and an athlete. So it's really impressive for anybody to get to that level of recognition.
Well, and at Pinecrest, you not only have homecoming court, but half of them are engineering, want to be engineering majors.
Right.
They're computer science people, and
right. It's a smaller pond, but it's it's a smart pond. It's a very smart pond. Oh.
Well, and good quality folks, and I think it's one thing to get a good education, but obviously being charitable, giving back, and being servants in the community is also something that's important here. So I think that's obvious that that's a big part of everything around here as well. So it's nice to see that.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's like I said before, it's a family, and you grow together, you struggle together, but in the end, you graduate and you feel really proud. And it's really something.
Yeah. So Paladins 34-6 lead, and Milling's going to try and get the passing game going here late. But looking down the road for the Tigers, we talked a little bit about Pinecrest, but I can see them clearly. They've struggled a little bit this year, but you can see flashes, as you said, of them being able to open up the offense a little bit. But boy, I mean, if you can't stop the run, which they couldn't.
Little to no chance.
Yeah,
that's football at its purest level, is running up the middle.
Exactly, and then they just had no answer basically all night. But once again, the rain stop has been off and on tonight.
It looks like the rain kind of played into Pinecrest's favor. I mean, it seemed like whenever Kings Ridge had the ball, it was raining, and then you got the ball back and dried up a little bit.
Hopefully everybody's okay with the hurricane. I know some folks, our PA announcer here was talking about it, but I think, knock on wood, that that's gone as well as can be expected in this part of the country, but we'll see how that goes. Say our prayers there. Pass to number 16 is incomplete. 4:19 left here in the fourth quarter. And be sure to join us all year on SUV TV. And just a great way to stay in touch with, whether it's your kids playing, playing athletics or playing sports, and you don't have a chance to come watch them, or whether it's friends or whether it's just on demand. It really is a great way to be engaged and fun too. So
it's really fun. I think the fans and for us, I have a great time up here. It's really just it helps you understand the game so much more, and my goal is to bring that understanding to the people watching this broadcast, and that's just, again, a couple weeks ago we had viewers in China, and that's just that level that we talked before about technology and what that has, the doors that has opened up to sports and other aspects of this school and stuff. So it's really just neat.
It sounds goofy, but it's not. It's inspirational, and it gives something that I couldn't have done when I was, just out of high school, which is to watch my team play and to stay engaged. So Tigers still trying to make something happen. A little bit of a slant pattern, post pattern, incomplete, and turnover on downs there for the Tigers. But yeah, it's a great way to stay engaged in your and spread the word. I mean, as you listen to this broadcast, don't be afraid to use social media and get the word out, because it's just really a nice way to let other folks know in the Pinecrest community, or even this area of the country, that there's a good option for you if you want to stay engaged in your school. So
all right, and like I said, it sounds a bit goofy, and at the end of the day, this is a game. This is a little sports game between a couple high schools. Imagine what the technology can do with issues in the world, problems, stuff like that. It really just brings everybody together and allows us to move forward.
It does.
Inside handoff.
So your goal is to bring football knowledge to the fans. My only goal is to give a nickname to every player on the Paladins team. And I've got 2, so, you know, it's a good start.
It's a good start.
You
Yeah,
got Rudy and the closer for Barozas, so I'm getting
Rudy
there.
the closer.
Yeah.
They got a lot of subs in the field now,
Yeah,
so
we
you got to
do.
account for them. I mean,
Yeah.
you might have a tough
Exactly.
time. You don't see a lot of playing time.
So, as JP said, Coach Winter kind of emptying the bench a little bit, which is nice for these kids on homecoming.
That's going to be a big collision happening right there by number 84.
Yeah,
It's a classy thing to do for Coach, you know, just to get some of these kids in, especially on homecoming. Some of their families probably here, and like you said, it's nice to see that.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that. And yeah, they're not starting, a lot of them, but they're talented. We saw right there, you got some speed going out on the edge there. Pinecrest has a good future in front of them in terms of talent on the football field.
Yep. Once again, more examples of good vision by the running game and good blocking.
It means a whole lot more when your subs and your second string, third string guys, I don't know if we have many third string guys, but if they can score, if they can put some points up on the board, then that means a whole lot more, obviously, than your starter scoring at this point of the game.
Another great move. And I believe he's chunking towards the end zone all the way down to the 2.
He wanted that touchdown, you could see.
Wow. And, you know, this isn't a coach pouring on the scoring by any means. It's a combination of things, although I see a flag on the field. But this isn't running up the score. This is trying to get some of your second and third string guys in there and practice for some of what you're going to need later in the year.
Right.
So, but there was a flag on the play, so that'll come back. Looks like it was a clip block in the back by the Paladins. 2:46 left here in the fourth quarter. Paladins 34-6 lead. It is nice to see a 6 on the board because you know, no matter who you're playing, you know, to allow 6 points is a great defensive effort. So
it's a really, really great defensive effort, and we've seen that kind of bend but don't break defense, and we've seen how well they can adjust to pass and run.
And there's a man open. Oh.
But anyway, we saw early in the game, defense just shutting down the run, shutting down Kingsbridge run. And so the Tigers start passing. And then we see Michael Barozas later in the game come up with a pick. So really just making adjustments, this defense, and shutting down Kingsbridge offense even in special teams. Really just we're at this point of the game, we have full control of all 3 aspects of the game, and that's a true win. This is it's a solid win. It's a complete win.
It is, and even on special teams, I mean, you had a mistake or two, but then you had those corrections. In the case of the mixed extra point, the rest of our extra points have been good. The first extra point, or maybe the second, was no good. The last ones have been, and also on the kickoff, you had one of our first kickoffs really short. The rest of them have been booming kicks, so they were able to learn from their mistakes. So 2:39. Hayden Milling back to pass, and the Tigers also very, very energized as a ball club. And you always feel a little bad for teams when they're down this much, but you give them a lot of credit for they're clearly trying to go down and score before the end of this game.
Right, and seeing the replay here, you don't have guys just taking the first hit and going down. At this point in the game, it's inspiring to see a guy like that just give that second and third effort, and at this point of the game, that's when you have that heart, and it's good to see even on the opposite team.
It really is.
Over on the left-hand side. We got a flag down on the play.
Flag down this time.
Number 41, Joe Metz, is going to take him out of bounds. But we got a hold that's going to go against the Tigers. It's going to back him up 10 yards.
So once again, tonight, the blackout in effect here at Pinecrest. And I see a few fans that have sat down, but most of the kids are up and still pretty pumped up here.
Yeah, you would never know if it's a 146 left in the half or 146 left in the game. And these guys fired up. That's really great to see.
That's a big penalty. He's going to bring up 1st and 24 for the
So 1:35, and the clock ticking here. 34-6. Up, fumbled the snap, and Milling trying to reach the receiver, but incomplete. Yep.
And again, this adjusting that pass defense, and obviously a short throw there, but there were guys that cover it.
So Friday night here, we got a interesting pair of NFL games and college games. We've got the Falcons this weekend, local NFL team. What do you think about the Falcons and Panthers, or Falcons beating the Panthers, I should say, 48
really
points the other night. So
yeah, that was really something to see. I mean, you got a team that went from one of the worst last year to really one of the best in the league. It's really impressive, especially the offense. Oh my gosh, they're firing on all cylinders.
Once again, another incomplete pass by the Tigers. And it's fun. You feel a little bit for these kids.
Yeah,
but you know, they are these kids have resilience, and even losing a game like this, you know, it's their parents, it's their friends that worry about it by tomorrow. Most of these kids probably will have forgotten about losing, but you almost kind of want them to end this thing well. So we'll see what happens here. 3rd and 25.
All right, I mean, and Coach talks about it, if there's bad blood between any opponent Pinecrest plays, it's Kings Ridge. They hate Kings Ridge.
Yeah.
But when you're winning this much, I mean, it's hard to say, oh yeah, you're trash, or trash talk, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's good to see Pinecrest have some class in this game, and we've seen a lot of teams that go against Pinecrest that seem to struggle in that area. But you know, it's good to see. It's good to see, especially between two hotly contested teams, this level of class being played.
Yeah. Once again, not a lot of running room, and Pinecrest just getting to the ball. Don't do anything. Okay. I was about to see. We went this whole game, and I thought I was about to see one of our players jump on somebody, but that's good news. Any other college or NFL games that look interesting this weekend as we kind of tail towards the end of the night Friday?
I'm looking at Packers-Giants.
Should be fun.
Should be good. See if Odell can actually control himself.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's a story in and of itself.
Yeah,
but
seriously,
man, oh man, yeah.
Like I like the guy, but to see him act out like that, it was kind of gratifying to see him get hit in the head with the little kicking net.
Well, and it's funny because whoa. It's funny because Jarvis Landry, who played college football with Beckham, who's having a great year, by the way, for the Dolphins. Their coaching staff always said Jarvis Landry was like the level-headed one, and he was always asking questions and really smart. And Odell was a little bit off the handle. So it's kind of nice to see Landry just be solid and produce as an NFL receiver. But Odell will be fine. Actually, against the Packers defense, he'll probably score like 3 touchdowns this weekend. So. But
I have him starting in fantasy, so he's better. He's not been very impressive.
I think he'll be just fine. He can catch anything. So, and he doesn't need those gloves you were talking about.
No, he can go with bare hands, and that guy's incredible.
He's going to hang one deep.
And Tigers quarterback trying to get something going here late.
And you got a couple college games. Georgia, South Carolina, big game in this area that being moved to Sunday. Sunday, 2:30.
Sunday, yep. Yeah, the Dogs, they definitely need one.
Yeah.
So
that's, and to lose in that kind of fashion to Tennessee, I mean,
it's rough.
It was very rough. But I thought Easton was really impressive. I thought the whole offense was really impressive throughout the whole game.
I've heard some Dog fans say that was the best throw they've seen ever at the University of Georgia. That late touchdown where he just kind of flicked it about 60 yards. I mean, so there's a bright future ahead of them, but some growing pains maybe with a new coach. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of you see Les Miles get fired just for a 1 second runoff kind of thing. It's I think it's turned into madness.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
Guys like Nick Saban and Mark Ritt would agree that this "what have you done for me lately," and that lately being a week or two, it's absurd. To get rid of coaches left and right just because these guys are getting paid millions of dollars. It's hard to keep with the finances of it too. It's just making a mess.
Well, it really is, and even with the Dogs, there's fans that now realize how Mark Richt, how important he was to the program, and most of those folks are okay with a new regime, but you do realize when you get a new coach that you might have a couple of years of growing pains before things turn around. That's just how it's going to be. So you can't expect, a 10-2 season like the Dogs have had. Seems like every year.
Yeah.
When a new coach is coming in. So.
Right, and that's true at every level. We see new coach in the Kings Ridge sideline. Especially at this level, these are impressionable young men, and they look to a leader at this point in their lives and at this point in the games, and the coaches have such a big influence. To have turnover in the coaching staff, it's tough, and it's a lot of times it turns out for the better. But those growing pains, like you said, can kind of be tough to get through.
Yep. There's a pass, but Milling makes the catch this time, trying to get some more room, and again showing a lot of heart, trying to get something happening here. But 11.5. I really do think the Tigers are going to try to do anything to score here. But back to your point, growing pains, and keep in mind, one of the controversies is that coaches can leave and they can coach the next year. Players transfer and they have to sit out a year. So
it's a really good point.
It's a double catch-22. That's maybe not so fair, but thank you again for joining us. That'll wrap it up here. 34-6. Once again, your Pinecrest Paladins taking home the gold on homecoming night. And for all of you out there, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And any closing thoughts on the game, man?
I'm just thinking, great game in all aspects.
Yeah.
And way to finish it with class.
Yep.
Great way to head into homecoming weekend. Guys getting fired up. Going to go dancing tomorrow night.
There you go.
Great start, man.
And thanks again for joining us on SUV TV. Been a lot of fun tonight, my man.
Been good.
Always good to talk sports, and once again, keep joining us on SUV TV, and we'll keep having fun together and staying engaged in high school and college sports. So.